Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Hello everybody and welcome into the Penny Bloom Podcast. It is I, Colton Robertson, and I'm joined by my guy, KBZ, Kyler Barnett. What's up, homie?
Nothing much. Let's get straight to it.
Let's get fucking into it, alright? So what we're doing today is a live commentary of probably my favorite Spider-Man movie ever, if I'm going to be honest. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Boy, oh boy, do I love this film.
Oh, man. It's so funny because I never had thought, I guess, or knew I needed it and how much I would enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely.
But, man, it killed.
Bro, I remember when I saw the first preview for it, I was kind of like, is this going to be a TV show? I didn't even completely understand what the idea was. I was like, what's the Spider-Verse? What are we getting into? And then I watched this movie, and I was like, holy shit. That moved me more than any Spider-Man movie ever has before. You know what I'm saying? I
think it had the most focus on arc more than anything. Like, it really did feel like an arc movie, not like let's just build and build and build to a fight or like anything like that. It felt so deep. And I think you get that because of a product of a lot of different characters getting a lot of different attention.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a real coming-of-age story, and you never really get that with like Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker or Andrew Garfield's, and I mean, like, not Tom Holland's is the closest I think so far, but like it's still not quite what Miles Morales gets in this one movie. You know?
I would say it's funny that you say coming of age because I think it's even a coming age for Peter Parker from the other Earth too, in a sense, because he's going out of some major tragedy. He's kind of entering this like point in life where like as a superhero you're middling, like especially him and given his circumstances and what he's lost up to this point. It's almost like a coming of age for him too, like a renaissance almost in a way, if that makes sense, to kind of connect those two. So it's interesting. Yeah,
so let's get right into it. I'm going to queue up Into the Spider-Verse here. I'm going to press play, and if you have access to that movie somewhere, I think it might still be on Netflix. I'm not sure. I just happen to own the movie, so we're just going to talk right on over it. I'm going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. Now we open on the whole Sony Marvel deal confused me. I still don't quite get it.
Yeah, no, I still don't know the structure and what we're getting and what we are allowed to play with. But I don't know. Hopefully it's expansive. I love this.
The animation in this making it feel video gamey almost, like, or not video gamey, comic booky.
Yeah,
like it feels like an animated.
It's almost weird to say that this feels like realism, in a sense, because of like think about how comic books have been perceived. Like when I think of a comic book and I see it in a movie, I don't think MCU. I think of this. This seems the most comic booky because it's replicating it on screen, which is nuts to think about.
It's just putting a comic book in motion.
And I think that's something that animation can only do.
Yeah, that's something animation offers you and you don't get at a lot of other places. And I made this point back when we were watching The Mandalorian and we were talking about Ahsoka's character. Like, she could move in the Clone Wars, and like they couldn't quite replicate that in the same way in The Mandalorian, you know. And that's because animation provides them opportunities that you don't quite get in live action. Yeah,
absolutely.
I loved this introduction too. Just the visuals in this movie are astounding. I like this recurring theme too of the introducing every Spider-Man and every Spider-Woman and such.
I love paying attention to the advertisements in the different dimensions. So instead of Coca-Cola, it's Coca Soda.
Yeah, like and there's a poster on Miles Morales' wall of Chance the Rapper wearing a hat with a 4 on it instead of a 3, and I like that too. And I like that all the Peter Parkers are kind of like, you know, they've kind of reached a place in this timeline where they're kind of just
I think the glory out of being a
just hanging
superhero
out.
is almost over in this sense. You get the sense that this is now like a 9 to 5 more than it is like a passion or a...
Absolutely. It's not about it's about helping people, but it's not like it's not as rewarding as it once was probably.
Yeah,
it's just kind of a this is what I do because this is what I do.
Almost.
Yeah. And I mean until, he dies, which is bro, we'll get to it, but fuck.
Yeah.
And you're looking at him.
I love that, too.
I did, too. And they cut to Miles Morales, and I'm like, fuck yeah, not the only Spider-Man. And I love that this is his comfort song, Sunflower.
I mean, I think it's just funny because, like, when I look at it, I think the same thing. Like, when this song comes on in my car, this is the exact moment I think of, And I do the, Yeah, exactly.
I do the, just the mumbling...
I love how simple things they do to make it seem like a comic book. Like, if you notice when he, like, hit his neck with the pen, like, there's, like, a reverberation. Like, you see it, like, drawn on.
You can see when something smells, and you can see the motion of something, not just in the animation, but in the designs of it.
Right.
And it's interesting thinking about, like, what they do in, like, the Spider-Man video games. And as opposed to this movie with, his dad or his uncle.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of an inverse there.
Definitely.
And I'm sorry if you haven't played the video games. We're probably going to be spoiling the stories of those a little bit.
Yeah, just be careful.
Because, Miles Morales, I mean, like, how are we going to talk about one Spider-Man? There's just so many versions of that.
Absolutely.
And I like that part where that guy was walking past and he goes, "Did you feel that earthquake last night?"
Yeah.
And that's because later on there's some sort of warping in time with the...
How inconvenient. In all of New York City, you fall into the intersection
where your dad's
driving
cop car
his
is
cop
driving.
Car when you're showing up for your first day of school.
I saw some people lobbying on Twitter after all the Black Lives Matter protests against police brutality last year to try and get Jefferson Davis to have a different profession in the next Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Oh.
So that he wasn't a cop anymore.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's so important though. Like
that is a part of his character, That's
and especially when you think of the contrast between his uncle and his dad.
Well, I mean, like that's the point is that Jefferson Davis is a cop, like through and through. That man is a cop, like
yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about cops, that man's a cop. Duke is a fucking cop.
Some cops do, but not your dad.
Not your dad. And I like when he drops him off here and he's like, "I love you, Miles."
Say it back.
Because I'm a big proponent of that. I say I love you a lot. So a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's like, and I think he doesn't go about it the right way here, and doing it in front of all the people over the siren and
it's
stuff.
so weird how relatable it feels. Like, I've never had this actually happen to me, but I could totally buy it happening to me.
Oh,
like,
absolutely. And I like this part here with Miles, his parents are really just sending him to Brooklyn Visions because they feel it's definitely the best move for him.
Right.
And he's just kind of like, "Yo, I want to stick with my friends. I
like
being in my neighborhood," and that's like a really common theme in Miles
the
Morales' stories.
Community and neighborhood.
Yeah. And there it is.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, Dad. Dad, I love you. That's a copy. I just love it, and I think I prefer the story taking the angle of, and spoiler alert for all Miles Morales stories, Prowler staying alive and his dad dying.
Yeah.
Just because it feels like so much more realistic that and like a better story, honestly, that his uncle mentors him and becomes better.
Right.
You know?
I like that twist. I think one thing I want to touch on with the school scenes here, I love how it is old school when he walks through that neighborhood and he talks to all his old friends. Mm-hmm. He's like the guy.
Yeah, and
like,
here,
you know what I mean? He's in with everybody.
Him.
And then you see him get to Brooklyn Visions and he puts on the same act, like that same,
like
hey, what's up, everybody? Like, humor, like he's being out there, and they are just not having it. And it's so interesting to see that, like, juxtaposition there.
Yeah, they're not and I like that the book they keep coming back to is Great Expectations.
Yes.
Did you ever have to read that?
No, I didn't.
I had to read that my freshman year of high school, and I'd probably appreciate it more now since I like reading more than I did then, but boy oh boy, at the time did I fucking hate that book. I just despised that book. But, you know, it speaks to a lot of things in this movie throughout it. Just the weight on Miles' shoulders at the time, you know, his parents sending him to the school hoping that he, you know, succeeds.
Right.
He's just feeling the pressure, and then obviously he becomes a Spider-Man. Greater expectations there.
Right.
You know, with greater responsibility, because he has greater power and all that.
Quite the parallel. We've seen that before.
Oh, yeah, and all the Spider-Man movies.
I love that we see the scientist, and it's like so I guess.
Oh yeah, unceremonious.
It's so inconspicuous.
Just, yeah, like she's just there. She's on the screen.
No one important.
And I like this that he got all the answers wrong because he knew every single answer, and he wasn't smart enough to realize that was the case. Great and there's the Chance the Rapper poster with the 4 on the hat.
Yes, I love it.
I love it too. And I like the homage to real world pop culture, you know?
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
And that also speaks to just how big of a moment Chance the Rapper was.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 2016 when he dropped Coloring Book. Bro. Sicker than your average.
So cool. And you can tell you're about to get, like, I don't know, after playing the video game, the video game and seeing this now, as soon as I hear that, I know I'm getting Aaron.
Oh yeah,
but it's so weird because before the video game, I don't know if I ever made that like connection.
Well, and what's cool to me is that like when I hear Biggie coming through on a Miles Morales story set in Brooklyn, like we are New York as fuck in this.
Yeah.
Okay, like this is New York through and through. And I love Uncle Aaron. He's just such a great character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love that in the MCU, Uncle Aaron is played by Donald Glover.
I really want that. It just worries me that we didn't get anything about that last movie. It worries me that they have so much they would need to do in this one movie. It honestly makes me more hopeful for more.
Well, that's the thing. That's something that they could come back to eventually. It's not something they have
TV show.
And I think Donald Glover would be kind of in on that because he's a huge fucking nerd.
Community.
That man's a massive nerd.
Wait, he's not. Wait, he is Community, right?
Yeah, he's in Community.
Yeah, but he's in.
He's also
Atlanta.
Lando. He's also Lando Calrissian in Solo, which is fucking nerdy as hell. Can't imagine he wouldn't want to play.
I love seeing Miles like trying to be smooth. It's so funny.
Hey. And that's what's funny is that like that was something that he felt like he couldn't talk to his dad about, but he could talk to his cool Uncle Aaron about. You know?
Right.
He's like, all right, so I found this girl today, and I was like, yo, she kind of cute. I want to talk to her. And he's like, you got to do the shoulder move. I love this too because
I love that when it finally
sticks through. What's that?
I was gonna say I love when it finally clicks for him. It's with the most totally unexpected person.
Absolutely. And what's funny is that, or not what's funny, but what's cool in this is that this Aaron having some sort of system underground is something that bleeds through into the video game too.
Yes.
He had his hideout in the subway tunnels.
Yeah. God, I love that video game. It played so fast. I was so upset.
So fast. I finished that game in like 3 days.
Yes.
But it's just because, like, I didn't want to stop, you know? I just kept playing that shit. I love this graffiti scene. It's just so pretty.
It really is. This is the most, like... This reminded me, like, I can't remember the method of art. I love Black Sheep in the background. Oh.
Yes.
This mix.
And this spider...
This is also New York as fuck.
Also New York as fuck. They just, like, there's so many different... There's different spirits of New York, you know, and they touch on them all. Like, I don't know if they ever get a Mobb Deep song in, but if they did, bro. Or Wu-Tang, like, there's just so many different flavors from 90s New York, you know? I mean, there still is. I mean, fucking... There's just so many great artists out of New York. The spider was interesting to me from the moment I saw this because it was confusing to me. Is it electronic? Is it a...
Yeah, what's
is it a biological spider? I still don't quite understand. And, you know, we got the No Expectations art from Miles.
That is so cool.
What he wishes he could have. It's just like, man, wish I could just be me. Live. Can I live? I think it's crazy Uncle Aaron ain't seen that spider on his hood.
I know.
That's a big-ass spider, bro.
I feel like you would feel it, too.
Like, it's got to be a little heavy. And I love this scene where he gets bit. And it's like something's like morphing inside of him, but then he just kind of flicks it off.
I know. You see stuff start to flow.
It's like, ah, shit. Yo, and this is perfect, too. This was, like, my favorite explanation.
Well, I feel like this is always a huge part in Spider-Man's. Like, you get, like, these dramatic, like,
and
fighting scenes.
What's interesting, too, is that we never got that with, like, Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Like,
I guess that's true.
You just drop in and he's already Spider-Man.
I want to know how.
I want to know, too. And I mean, like, obviously, it's a variation.
What's interesting is
he
makes his web shooters,
mm-hmm.
but that doesn't explain how he has like the powers he still has.
Yeah, to stick to the walls. And
unless
stuff.
It's just you're allowing Tom Holland to be Tom Holland, and that'd be like, your explanation. I love the comic comments.
Oh, absolutely, it's awesome, and like it's inner dialogue that's working whenever he's talking about it.
Yes,
and I think it's cool that Genki's such a big part of the video game.
I know.
I love Genki in the video game.
Yes.
I like that the body, the differences in his body are also something that like Tobey Maguire experienced in the original Spider-Man. I remember.
The sweating.
Oh, and also he got fucking jacked in a matter of minutes.
Or the Andrew Garfield. They're kind of pulling from all of them, honestly, with the Andrew Garfield hand sticking scene.
Mm-hmm.
He sticks it on the girl's dress.
Yeah. Gwanda.
It's so funny to see her like stumble here because like
she's so
Spider-Man characters are typically supposed to be the ones that are a little nerdy, a little stumbly.
Yeah.
Which I guess Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker was pretty freaking smooth, but when you look like Andrew Garfield, you probably have a tough time trying to act anything other.
Oh yeah, I mean he's just But hey, like how he's got to be smart enough to know that's not like something you just drop in the middle of a conversation.
Oh
that's like,
man,
your hair ever got stuck in a girl? Your hand ever got stuck in a girl's hair?
No.
I can't say it has either. I wish I had that Spider-Man power though. I've always wished that ever since I was a youngin'.
To stick.
I want to climb walls. That sure looks fun as fuck.
I think it would be nice because you could use it to like.
Nice to meet you. She's got a hand print in the side of her head.
I like your cut, G. He's still got the hair on his hands. That would feel so gross.
Yeah, I can't imagine that feels great. This sense of panic.
This reminds me.
If you have anxiety, you've probably experienced
this. Reminds me of Tito,
this.
the anxiety mosquito.
Yeah.
If you've seen Big Mouth season 4.
Yeah, if you have anxiety, you actually know exactly how he's feeling at this exact moment.
Precisely.
And I also like how there was like a moment during all that he was like, why is that girl so tall? Like, like all of them were intrusive thoughts. And then that one, he was just like, huh, that woman's really tall. It's also funny that the only office he dips into is the security guard's office.
Yeah, what are the odds? He looks like a character out of Coco almost.
He kind of does. God, just the animation is just so fucking interesting to look at.
I just love the comic book flair.
Uh-huh. And I like that, like, his origin story here, he actually just, like, reads straight from a comic book here in a second. And throughout this scene, they show the comic bubbles to show you that this is...
I know.
This is basically that origin. I want some more Spider-Gwen. I think she's a great character.
Do you think we could get TV shows? Do you think they get a movie?
They get more movies. Because I don't know what Sony's streaming deal is going to be or what it even is at the moment. So it'd be kind of senseless to give them a TV show at the moment, I think.
True.
But I think we're definitely getting a Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse 2. That's already been announced.
Absolutely. I just didn't know if you thought maybe they'd get like a Spider-Gwen movie.
Or like a spin-off. I think Spider-Gwen just kind of stays in Miles Morales' bubble, you know? He's like, bro, ain't no way I'm actually a Spider-Man, bro. I'm just throwing through the change. Fucking jumped over a taxi.
Jeez.
Like 10 feet over a taxi. You gotta call Uncle Aaron. That's who I call. If I'm like, yo, I got spider powers. What you think, Uncle Aaron?
Yeah, I'd definitely call my uncle, not my dad. Actually, well, I mean, if I were Miles.
Oh,
if it were me, I don't know if I'd call my uncle over my dad.
I don't think I think I'd probably call my girlfriend. Be like, yo, you're not gonna fucking believe this.
Gotta tell her like Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. Super penis.
I like him returning to the scene of the...
It seems so much darker and like not fun anymore.
Not as fun. Yeah, like what were they doing? How'd they get the lights up?
Ominous spider with this like dark,
He's
dusty
like,
tunnels.
It's boring how normal this spider is. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell the audience. We're watching this on my new fucking projector screen. So this is basically like we're at the movie theater. Yeah, and it's fucking sick. Wonderful. It just makes everything in this... just everything's so much prettier when it's bigger, you know? That's what she said.
This almost... The way he's like seeing things and like certain things are shaking him up and the reactions. If you guys can remember, like this reminds me of a Call of Duty sequence from like the old video game campaigns, like especially Black Ops. You think of Mason,
bro, like the controller numbers, vibrates and the screen shakes a little bit.
Yes, and then like just all of the stuff. Like I know that's a very strange comparison to make, but
no, I get it, and I like this rendition of the Green Goblin.
So different.
But one I invite, and one that I think
it's something you only pull off in a cartoon.
I think that if the MCU introduces a Green Goblin, it should be like the like what we've seen before in the original Spider-Man trilogy. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went this route, like this massive creature.
Really?
Just because I feel like they are at a point where that could be like a spectacle, you know, like a certain flair in a movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta have the big problem, you know? Like, Far From Home had the elementals that, like, were big and horrifying to look at a little bit, you know? And I think, like, if you bring a Green Goblin like that to life, shit looks crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that,
The motion in these are so good.
So
and
good.
I didn't realize how much I liked it and how cool it is until I used it in the video game. They have it with Miles Morales. You
like
can
the
get
zip
this
and stuff.
Yes, the motion turns into the Spider-Verse. That's a mod you can get for your suit, and it is so sick to move and fight like that, and it looked just like the Spider-Verse. Oh, it's so
God,
awesome.
that's so fucking cool. I didn't have that because I have the PS4, but
oh man,
dude, I love playing that video game, and in fact, I'm almost certainly gonna play it tonight now.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna move the PlayStation down here. We can do it on the projector here. It's gonna be wonderful.
Brilliant.
And see, I like this. This is that Chris Pine Peter Parker.
He seems just so like, I don't know. He's so like I hate to say high on a pedestal because it's not like an arrogance or a cockiness thing.
No, he just knows what he's doing.
He's just so noble, I guess, and he's so like you said, he's just been around the block. You know, he knows.
And he was immediately down. He was like, "Oh yeah, if you've got the same thing as me, well, guess what? I'm definitely going to teach you."
And it kind of makes you wonder if he's had some of the same problems and struggles that the other Dimensions Peter Parker had, where the whole kid thing was super scary. This might be a chance to kind of branch into that. Like,
I don't know if that's quite the case because I remember when he dies here in a little bit. Oh, we got the introduction of Prowler right there.
Oh, the theme of Prowlers.
So cool. It reminds me actually of the Dark Troopers.
Yes.
And the Mandalorian.
Yes.
It's got that same vibe.
The World Star Generation.
Exactly. He's like, well, I've got to record this. And I mean, why wouldn't you?
Spider-Man. Oh, this scene was so cool when he stopped it and then...
So gross. And Spider-Man is always like, after a certain point, cocky, you know?
Right.
That's part of the Spider-Man persona is that
the quips and stuff.
Yeah, the quips. Like you gotta have those ready. And I think
love Kingpin clicking the pen. Something so small and simple, but man, is it awesome!
It's because he's such a big dude and showing that he can control himself. Like
it's imposing as hell and ominous.
They really stomping around upstairs. Goddamn. And what I also like is that they humanize Kingpin to a point.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing all this to try and reunite with his family. It's in a really fucking wild fucking way. But
I love that this projector thing looks like a fucking Flint Lockwood invention. It's the flims that I'm a fur. Flint Lockwood. Flint Lockwood. God damn, I think there's a marathon upstairs.
We're playing some living room basketball, guaranteed.
Q didn't get enough minutes in the game.
What's that?
Q didn't get enough playing in on the actual court.
I bet it's Griffin and my dad. And I like that, I love that in this movie that sometimes the background isn't, like, it's comic booky, but like they give it like this 3D feel.
Yeah, it's so weird how simultaneously like 3-dimensional can feel, and how also sometimes it can have a much needed like quiet stillness to it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that makes sense, but like. And
I love the way they portray the dips into a different
dimension. Like that. I get you. That
like as a digital glitch.
Yes.
Like it's not just like portraying that as a digital glitch is something you can only pull off in animation. Absolutely. That doesn't bode well at all in live action. And I love that they take advantage of something like that as an artistic choice.
Yeah.
And it's cool as fuck. It's fucking awesome.
I can't even comprehend how much work it would have took to do that.
They are stomping their asses off up there. Man. And you see Spider-Man beat to shit like this a lot. And other movies and stuff. And
the video game,
and too. In the video game. Oh, especially in the video game,
first video game at the end with Doc Ock. They beat the shit out of him. In his Doc Ock suit when he gets his shit ripped up.
Yeah. But see, like, what we're used to seeing when Spider-Man is beat to shit like this is a moment of
Gathering and then Triumph.
And Triumph, yes.
Which
just
is
him
so
prevailing.
different.
Him prevailing. So when I watched this for the first time, I was shocked.
Oh, it comes off guard for sure. Because you feel like, oh, he comes out of this scenario every time. Why would I assume any different now?
Absolutely. I really hope you cannot hear them stomping when we're over the recording, because Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, man, I hate to be a bum, but can you turn up the volume a little, maybe? Just a hair? Just a hair. I don't want it to be too loud for the audience.
I get you. And it's just so wild that he just gets him, and that's that. Never seen a blonde Peter Parker. That I'm not used to.
Yeah, definitely different.
It was strange. I was like, yo, what? Prowler don't fuck around, bro. I love this version of Prowler, but I really enjoy the suit they give Prowler in the video game.
Yes.
Bro, it's outstanding. And
so stunning.
And the fucking Prowler suit they give Miles Morales.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Seeing
wonderful.
Kingpin do it this way is just so dark.
Yo, literally just
so
crushing
much more
him.
brutal.
Just crushing him with like a hammer fist. It's like, god damn. Kill that guy.
Oh man, the silence when it's kill that guy, and then seeing Prowler, and then not only that, but he runs right past the thing that they created together, that they bonded over, is so like a good touch. What does other dimension Peter Parker call that thing?
It starts with a G. What's it called? It's not coming to me.
It's not coming to me either.
The
goober.
The goober.
He definitely calls it the goober. So funny. I don't know why I thought of that, but that made me laugh.
The fucking goober. I'm a goofy goober, man. You're a goofy goober, yeah.
Way to close that gap, Miles. Man. Close another one. Oh, man, he's doing it in the J's.
That dude in the J's. And I was so pissed that the video game Sony made a deal with Adidas.
I know.
Bro,
when I saw that.
Jordans are the spirit of Miles Morales,
It's a culture thing.
You can't just give them... You can't just be like, oh, we sold Miles Morales' shoes. No.
Dude.
He needs the J's. He needs the ones.
Oh, I love this part. This is Post Malone, if you don't know this. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think it's a Banksy.
That's Post Malone.
I did not know that's Post Malone.
Yes.
That's awesome, though.
As soon as I heard it, I could tell. And it's funny because it's funny if you've seen any of Banksy's art, how it's kind of funny to think that like people would try to value that at so much money.
Oh, absolutely. Banksy's he's pretty simplistic.
Yeah, and very expensive.
Absurdly. See, and that's the earthquake the kid was talking about at the beginning of the movie.
Their family looks so wholesome.
It's a good-looking family over there.
Is.
I like the Maya. Is it Mia Morales? What's his mom's name? Maria.
I think it's
Maria Morales.
I think so. Gosh, now I don't know how I'm blanking at this, but yes, I'm pretty sure.
Well, she's such a big part of the video game, and I love
know.
her part in the video game, and especially the way that she finds out. You know, and the way that a group of people finds out and they stick with him, you know?
I know.
That part was, like, a video game has not brought me to tears, but that did. Rio Morales. Maria wasn't that far off. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable with that.
That's at least in the video game. I'm assuming it's the same, but...
I'm assuming they stick with the same name for the mother. Man, and this song that plays over the report that Spider-Man's dead, this brought me to tears the first time I watched this. Just like, because I was thinking like, yo, and I hate to bring it here, but like, the closest this has ever felt to in real life is Kobe Bryant dying.
Yeah.
Like this is exactly what happened when Kobe Bryant
died. The reaction, yes. Yes.
Everyone just sitting there looking at their phone. It almost felt like the world
was everyone was paused and on the same subject for just a moment.
Everyone. And like, I mean, kids all around the world lost a hero. And like so now when I watch that scene, that's what I think of, and it makes me all the more sad.
No, that's brutal. Oh, and then this doesn't help.
And then that doesn't help. The Stan Lee cameo. Fuck. Eventually. No refunds or returns ever.
His little teeth glint.
Stan Lee was so wholesome. I love reading. I've gotten more into reading comic books in this last year, and I love reading old Marvel books on the on Marvel Unlimited because they've got those Stan soapbox. Letters from Stan Lee and just a bunch of the books, and they're all new. They're all brand new, and it's just like, God, this man was so wholesome.
I know.
He had the best intentions in the world.
He really did. Sorry about that.
Probably
I
not
know,
you
I love
specifically.
This part. Probably not you specifically, but yeah, go ahead. I like how, so I think he goes through, do you think he goes through these because of what happened when he was stuck on the side in that origin?
Yes, he's like, okay, well, if this is what I did, what should I do?
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
He's like, all right, well, if the other Spider-Man has done this.
This was really funny because, like, I feel like typically you don't see this, like,
he's like, all right,
struggle, I guess, to, like, get the courage. Like, I feel like Tobey Maguire kind of went for it, like.
Yeah, I just love that they were just like, yeah, all right, I'm going to go to a smaller
It definitely
building.
adds to the, like, adolescence of him, too. Like, we're realizing,
100%.
like, this is just a check for, like, hey, he's young, you know this, right? Like,
and
he's
also,
really young.
it's a real white man ass thing to do, to just go jumping off of buildings.
Yeah, definitely reckless. No.
He tripped over his shoelace. Jordan's betrayed him. Thank God he bounced off that flag.
And here's a nod to...
broke the goober. Damn shame.
It's so sad because
42.
this is it's so sad because this is
Jackie Robinson.
Damn.
Gotta think that was an homage.
Brooklyn too.
Brooklyn Dodgers. That's absolutely what it was an homage to.
Dude, this is so crazy to me because it's so funny. It's not funny, but it's sad that like this moment where he was looking for a moment of like courage and like, I guess, a moment for he was trying to prove to himself like that he can be a hero and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the one thing he needs to keep safe, and like that is his ticket to being a hero. You know, that's what he's supposed to use. And in his attempt to like prove to himself, he breaks it.
Yeah,
it's like, damn, that's crushing as fuck.
That would
not
be
only
crushing.
did you just take, not only did you just fall off this building and get fucked up,
and he comes to his grave and apologizes for letting him down. You know,
I know.
He's like, how am I supposed to fucking do this? I mean, I in theory, I would like these, like, but like, I wouldn't do anything with them.
Right. It's so crazy how that looked like Prowler at first. Did you think that?
What's that?
Watch if you rewind it just for just a second. His cape.
We're doing a live commentary. I can't rewind. But
true. His cape looked like Prowler.
Oh
from behind.
Yeah.
Or not his cape, but his coat.
His coat. Yeah.
Like
his collar.
Yeah, his collar was popped, and he looked like Prowler almost.
He looks at him. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck? This is Peter Parker." And I like that this is Jake Johnson.
Yes.
I love Jake Johnson. Got Nick Miller up in here being Spider-Man. And
Absolutely.
This is Nick Miller as Spider-Man. Like, that's exactly what this is.
Oh, no. And I love that. So this one's Coca-Cola. So this one, it's kind of interesting. Like, you know how I talked about the different ads or different things in different dimensions? This one was actually Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So that means that this one technically could take place in our
like
universe?
This is TGI Spideys.
I guess we don't have TGI Spideys. Fuck.
We do have TGI Fridays.
True.
God. I buried Aunt May.
Oh, man. That's so rough.
I was in my apartment. Doing crunches, getting fit. I fucking love, I love that this is Spider-Man. Like, there's superheroes. Superheroes can get depressed too.
Yeah, I just think this is definitely a more like, I don't know, when you see Peter struggle in like the original Spider-Man movies, and like you see him struggle with like not having MJ or whatever, it like doesn't hit. I don't know. This shows like the not like trying to get MJ. This is like after you've already achieved a lot and like become a hero. You've already hit the peak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's on.
Like
his
you
decline.
don't get that with the other Peter Parker.
No, you don't.
Like that's like him on his like up and coming and whatever. This one's on the down and out.
And now he needs motivation again. He needs something to motivate him back to, Spiderdom.
And I think it can serve as a reflection, like, hey man, I like look at all this stuff in this dimension, and like look at what I was in this dimension. I need to go back to my dimension and like get back to being this, like that reality check almost. You know what I mean? Like I don't take it for granted. Yeah,
he's like, what I do is important. I can inspire, like he did Miles. Yeah, Stephen Curry cameo there in the background. I saw that. Hold Your Horses, Seth Rogen. Planet Inglewood instead of Hollywood. Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, Hi Hello. That actually exists. Mm-hmm. Well, we got John Mulaney as a voice in this. As a Spider-Ham. Peter Porker. Mm-hmm. And I love this too.
Just comes back to reality.
Yeah. I love this part. Just them being dragged away on the train.
So funny.
And he wakes up for a spell, but immediately gets knocked the fuck back out. I love I
like how he uses his
his web shooter. He's like, oh shit.
Big Jackass vibes.
Big Jackass vibes.
With Wee Man and Preston.
Adios. I'll say that's something I don't think they did enough in the movie that they did really well about in the video game.
Yes, he did speak
incorporating
a lot of
Spanish heritage. And like his culture was just so important.
I know,
in the video game, it was perfect.
Yes. Especially without his dad, his mom is really all he has left, and she's Latina, so I think it's probably understandable that culture might start to kind of become a little more, I guess, prominent in his life.
I like and just like the importance of music to Miles Morales in the different ways with like in this story and in the video game, the way that he makes beats with his uncle in the video game, and he, like his dad is like his biggest inspiration for any music.
Right.
It's just so awesome to see.
I think what I love about this movie, and also I guess in the video game, snowy New York.
Fuck yes. They didn't incorporate that in the first Spider-Man game. You had some like really torrential rain on occasion, but you never got snow in the first Spider-Man
Miles
game.
is so that's like almost the whole game is snowy.
Yeah, and I like when you get to the point where you can change the vibe, because I like that sunset New York, bro. Swinging around at sunset just hits different. Oh yeah, I forgot it goes black for that long. I was confused.
Did we lose it?
That was a much longer pause than I'm used to. I like that he tied him up.
I like how he deepens his voice.
I got some questions. Like he's clearly a child.
Right.
I like that. Like, this only takes a few guesses for him to get exactly right.
Why is your body a different shape?
Did you just call me fat? Wow, that was really just
that
a guess.
sounds just like Nick Miller.
Oh, I mean, and like there was that part earlier in their montage where he's like, it showed him like his belly plopping out of his suit and him eating pizza, and he's like, I was in my apartment working out, doing ab crunches, getting strong, and I was like, that's just so Nick Miller bleeding through in his performance. And I like that both of them have that hero's journey, like we've been saying. Like he's not game at first. He's like, nah, I got to get back, and I'm not going to help you at all.
No, I'm not.
Other dimension, like thinking about other dimensions potentially is just so fucking mind-blowing.
Don't even open that can of worms.
No, let's do it.
Dude.
We got to talk for 2 hours. We got to get something else going too.
The dimension. Okay. What I think is crazy to think about, and I kind of talked to you about this in the group chat. The fact that like the alien stuff is about to come out is so exciting.
Oh, like we're definitely about to get alien news.
Yes. Think? Yes. The fact that they just happened to news dump that in with COVID shit just to make it like slip under the radar. Like, nah, motherfuckers, we saw that. You guys got to release your shit in 150 days. Let's go. Give me the aliens.
Give me the aliens. Bro, here's the thing, is that we got that news that, like, Trump, like, the former Israeli defenseman or whatever said that, like, they've been in contact with the Galactic Federation and America knows about it, and specifically Donald Trump knows about it, but they told him to keep it a secret so that...
Dude.
Because we're not ready yet. But it's like, there's no fucking way if Donald Trump met with aliens, he wouldn't get on Twitter and go...
absolutely.
And go, bro, guys, guess what? I met with fucking aliens. That's how great I am. I met with aliens. And, today Twitter suspended Donald Trump.
I saw that.
Better late than never.
That is nuts. I never would have thought that
they would have finally did that.
High honor.
He's the president of the United States.
Yeah, and you got banned on Twitter. That's middle school shit, bro.
That's some middle school shit. I got my first Twitter account suspended for telling Donald Trump Jr. to go fuck himself.
Wow. I like how Miles just pouts here.
Yeah, and he's squatting on the building.
It's so funny how Peter is like suckered into this because you think a guy. I think it's probably. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that he didn't have kids on the other?
I think it does, and I think it's something. It
weighs on him.
Not like it. He regrets the fact that he wasn't willing to because it cost him MJ.
Right.
So he's like, maybe this is a way he can retroactively fix that.
Not a second to lose as he starts chowing
Just
on this burger.
Chowing down. Bro,
potentially
I want some
top
food.
like 5 most appetizing looking burgers. Potentially.
You know what's top 1 for me in that conversation in terms of TV or movie?
What?
Marshall Erickson's description of the burger and How I Met Your Mother.
It's not ringing a bell.
You don't remember the episode where they ran around New York looking for the perfect burger that he found when he was like first got there?
Yes.
He's like, the meat swirling and twirling in your mouth. He's just going in, and then like Lily's like, and you got our wedding vows off the internet.
You know what else sounds good?
What's that?
Or I want to try those things from Jimmy Neutron.
Fuck yes, bro. That gum shit.
Yes, and you know what else I thought was hella cool when I was a kid? In Spy Kids, when they had the McDonald's thing, the microwave McDonald's thing in the submarine.
Yes,
dude. Oh, I love this montage, like super like 80s, like Rocky
absolutely.
vibes.
And I like that Miles Morales wanted a cape.
I just had immediate Edna Mode flashbacks.
Knock it.
All heroes with capes get shit on.
Except Superman and Batman.
That's true.
I was watching Batman the Animated Series the other day because they just added it to HBO Max, right? And I forgot completely that the Incredibles montage, like, it's just so clearly inspired by Batman the Animated Series.
What happens in Batman the Animated Series?
Not like the story, but the animation itself.
Oh,
Like and
style,
not the animation all the way through The Incredibles, but like you remember the beginning where they show like the like kind of silhouette vibes,
yes,
of them like running around, and you kind of get their outlines and stuff. That's a very Batman the Animated Series feel.
Is it really?
Yeah, and like they're clearly trying to pay homage to that kind of feel. Like they want the superhero, like, they wanted that superhero feel to it.
That's awesome.
It was cool.
I like how he just elbowed that rock and split off a huge chunk, and he's like, "Oh, that's new."
I love that part with the thought bubbles popping up as he's saying, "What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?" And they each pop up as he's walking along. And that's kind of the sentiment from Miles Morales and everything. It's like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this. Like when he's with Genki in the video game, and Genki's like, "What kind of friend would I be if I didn't try to take down evil corporations with you?" You know, like,
fight the power.
I was watching the history of swear words on Netflix the other day, and the first episode is about the word fuck, and they discuss fuck the police for a little bit.
Do they really?
Just the impact that NWA had when they said, and they made the point that the song "Fuck the Police" and "Fight the Power" came out the same year.
Crazy.
So you had like these different takes on the same thing. "Fight the Power" just blaring on the East Coast, and "Fuck the Police" on the West Coast.
From two different sides of the continent,
and
basically.
You just got like this revolution, like sort
it's
of
funny
energy.
To see how it would meet in the middle.
Absolutely. I like that Peter Parker is actually kind of smooth with it, even though he is a bit out of shape.
Like, it's kind of interesting. You just see it like
he's wearing sweatpants. He's got a gut on him.
Yeah, it's just way more casual.
He has to sing "Sunflower" to disconnect from the light.
I know.
I love it. And I love this take on Doc Ock.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, fucking awesome. Never done that. Calling it right now, baby, alright. He's slowly finger by finger. Because he's starting to dance with it. He can't help it, you know? What I am excited for is the old Doc Ock to come back.
Yes.
In Spider-Man 3.
What's his name? Victor?
I cannot remember his last name for the life of me.
Or is it Vincent?
I like
remember. How in this moment, when it's like when she's coming, he immediately just pops invisible.
And that was another really cool reveal in the video game. Bro, and that was like impactful too, because that was like an actual commentary on shit too.
Right.
Like how that company was just willing to shoot first, ask questions later, and like in that moment he had no choice but to fucking turn invisible. That was the only thing that was going to save him. And it just happened. I thought it was interesting that she immediately knew it was a different Peter Parker and wasn't fazed by that at all. It was just kind of like, It is interesting that she works for Alchemax, though. The kind of spider that bit Miles was built by Alchemax.
Yo.
So I wonder...
I like how she just has this chair casually chilling in her...
Yeah, that's alarming, actually.
Yeah. Like, how discreet you trying to be, ma'am?
It did look like a pretty casual chair, though. Initially. He's just taking the whole fucking computer. And what's funny is he doesn't need the monitor.
His glitch. No,
I don't know. God, I just love Jake Johnson, and I think he's just one of the funniest dudes.
And the reveal, so satisfying.
Dr. Olivia Octavius, and she... God, and that's such a sick version of the suit.
The goggles.
God, it's such a cool, corny line, you know?
Yeah.
My friends call me Liv. My enemies call me Doc Ock. I got it handled, buddy. It's like, don't you fucking worry, I got this.
And Wanda.
Got Gwanda there. Gwanda in this hoe.
Dude, she just popped that exercise ball. You know how hard those things are to pop?
I don't think I ever realized that Gwen Stacy shows up in that part.
You never realized that?
No, because like I always felt like she popped up out of fucking nowhere. I don't know why. Like, you know, when she makes her reveal here in a few. Sorry.
Oh, one of my favorite little teeny things happens right here.
Oh, yeah? He takes a bagel. He's walking through barefoot. I love that.
They all pull out weapons.
They're all strapped up, bro. They're all
I love
ready.
this part. If you watch, do you see when it hits him what it says?
Bagel.
It says bagel on it.
That's outstanding.
Nice catch.
I love this little part, too, because
Obviously,
it's rewarding for Miles to swing for the first time, but when you look through the lens of it being for Peter, it's cool, too. He's teaching someone how to do something, and it's actually showing it's bearing fruit immediately, and he's feeling good about it. He's like, I could get used to this a little bit, you know?
Yeah, he definitely likes the feeling of accomplishment.
Well, I mean,
it's probably refreshing because he probably wasn't getting much out of you said. It's probably he's not getting very much out of defeating the villains anymore.
Absolutely, and I mean, like he was obviously falling into sort of depression back on his dimension. So, that
scene was so cool to me when I first saw it. When she rips the
tearing
tree
apart. Kind of reminds me of when Ahsoka chops the tree down in that episode of The Mandalorian. I just bring everything back to Star Wars as much as I can.
Which is funny because when we talked about Star Wars, I feel like we go back to Marvel all the time.
Well, I mean, like, how am I not going to talk about both the things that I love a lot?
I think it's interesting to see how instincts can tend to take over. Like in that moment where it was so high pressure, like it's so funny how
his
like
adrenaline
you're just natural.
Kicks in.
Yeah,
I love this part where they're thwipping together. It's awesome. You're a natural.
You're a natural.
I love it. And this is so pretty. The forest they're swinging through and everything. You there?
Me as the teacher who could still do it.
You as the student who could do it, but not as well.
And a sad glitch.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Can't have that unplugging.
And
Enter
Wanda.
Gwen.
What did she stand to gain from webbing them up, though?
I don't know.
I love her theme.
Yo, and her costume. That's such a nice looking fucking suit. There's not a lot of superhero outfits that are quite as cool designed just like that. Like an original, you know?
Yes.
You don't see
Look how she thwips, but it's so much quicker. And I like her shoes are ballerina shoes.
Uh-huh.
Show her like just how smooth she is.
Uh-huh. And I like that the webbing on her suit, like, you know, like on Spider-Man's it's red with that black webbing. Hers is that like turquoise blue.
Yes.
And so are her ballerina shoes, which is dope. And I like that all of them have that intro of them jumping off the building so that later when Miles does it, you know that's him officially becoming Spider-Man.
Right, and I also like how she plays an instrument, and I feel like she's in that band, but I feel like her intro, like her theme when she came on, like her...
It's a rock theme.
Yeah, it's like
a
band feel.
Yeah, it's got that garage band vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's hashtag quirky.
Yes. Almost e-girlish.
A little e-girlish, for sure. I love this animation for the traveling between dimensions. That, like, kind of universe vibe.
Yes.
Kind of like, you get that a little bit in Doctor Strange at point.
Uh-huh. Get a weekend in the background.
Had an even bigger Chance the Rapper with the 4 on the hat right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot she arrived a week in advance. Because that shit was warping time and shit.
Because you fucked it up. Save it for Comic-Con.
Save it for Comic-Con. I love it. I love the fourth wall breaks that they do. And they only do it like 2 times. But when they do it, it's hilarious.
Seems very precise. Calculated. Yeah. Oh, this flashback.
With the clicking of the pen, too.
Yes.
Man. I wonder if her hair is designed like that. It reminds me of Frankenstein's wife, you know?
Uh-huh.
With the black and the white stripe. Maybe it's like a sign of how much of a monster that Kingpin had become.
True. This is Tombstone with him, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I like how they never explicitly state who his crew is. It's just that like you're supposed to know, and if you know, you know. Because they also got Scorpion.
Oh yeah, they do.
And the version of Scorpion in the first Spider-Man game that came out in 2018 was pretty cool too. I liked that one.
Yeah.
The way he used those hallucinogenics to
basically said, "Hey, drop a tab, get shit on."
Yeah, exactly. Made Peter have a bad trip.
It's like that
Send him on a vision quest.
It's like the Eric Andre clip. It's super fucked up, but he's like, "We used to give LSD." Oh God, I can't.
I know what you're saying.
He's like, "Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare."
Eric Andre is so fucking funny.
Oh God,
let me in. Let me in.
Oh, that's so relevant right now.
It really is. He was outside the Capitol. He's screaming, "Let me in."
Oh my God.
A coup d'etat, a coup d'etat, a coup d'etat.
I like how Peter's just like smiling because he's like, "Oh, look at this young love going on right next to me."
I know. And this is... Everything here is just really cathartic, I feel like.
This reminds me so much of Aunt May's house and like...
And Tobey Maguire's. Yes, big time. And I love that where this could have been like really bad, May and Peter's like reunited, they just made it like a really cathartic experience for both of them.
Yes.
They were just like, "Oh, it's nice to see you again, and it's nice to see you again," because they've each had to sadly say goodbye to the other in their dimension. Well, what's interesting, too, is that I guess May was kind of in the know about these alternate dimension arrivals, you know?
Right.
Because she's already met the others, I'm pretty sure, by this point. What dimension are you from? Brooklyn?
I like how important the goober is.
Yeah, like you need to hold on to that goober.
I like
you know?
how badass Aunt May is, just kicking down doors.
I like this version of Aunt May, and it's interesting all the different renditions of Aunt May we get. She seems
like much more of a like, I hate to say sidekick, but almost like,
well, it's like an
Alfred almost.
That's what I was thinking. It's like an Alfred to Batman sort of deal. Kind of aiding and abetting his Spider-Manning, you know? And I kind of want that to be what, like, Marissa Tomei's Aunt May would do.
Oh, I just want Marissa Tomei to be on my screen for at least 2 hours. That's all I need, baby.
Marissa Tomei is a lovely woman.
She is. Fine as wine.
I like all these different suits in the background.
The Spider-Man suit from the first video game is in there.
And there's a few of them that are in there, too.
I think, yeah.
They've got that black one with the red stripes and the blue outline, and that one right next to it with the green is in there, and I'm pretty sure the gold one
right there. The cape.
Yep, the cape. Gives me a Doctor Strange cape vibes.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a Marvel comic story somewhere in the lore where, like, some other hero besides Doctor Strange becomes the protector of the Time Stone. Like, what if, like, Spider-Man got that fucking cape and he had access to the Time Stone? Like, and like, for what reason? But like, how? What if? That'd be kind of fucking cool, you know?
I like how in that scene where he's looking at the original Spider-Man suit, and he's looking at it, and he's looking at the mask, and he's not quite up to it in the reflection. Mm-hmm. You notice how he's, like, below it?
Yeah.
That feeling, that, like, I feel like it just drives that sense of, like, he's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Spider-Noir.
Spider-Man Noir is a good comic series, too.
Yeah.
It's gritty and it's entertaining, and I like it a lot. And I like the different animation styles. They incorporate anime, and then with Porker, they've got a real Looney Tunes
vibe.
Yeah, Looney Tunes vibe. It can get weirder.
Just wash my hands. That's why they're wet. I love John Mulaney.
Dude, I do too. He's so funny. Nick Cage actually hosts that History of Swear Words on Netflix.
Does he really?
Yeah, so like the very first opening scene is like about fuck, and he's just dropping fuck over and over. He goes fuck, 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 fuckity fuck, fuck, fuck. He just keeps doing it.
That's awesome.
It's outstanding. They also have more versions of those noir comics than just Spider-Man. They have like Wolverine Noir and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
And Wolverine Noir, that's even
sick.
grittier and darker than Spider-Man, bro.
Lieutenant Aldo Rain. I'm here to kill Nazis.
Here to kill Nazis.
Gorlami. Gorlami.
Gore. Hey, where's the freaking Gabagoo?
I like how it's kind of a long story and they're all identical.
Yeah, I love that. And that Spider-Man is a very interesting one to me.
The Penny Parker?
Yes, and I love it. Like, it's so different.
Well, it takes the spider person out of the equation because it's a spider inside the robot.
And I would love to watch an anime centered around that. Like,
I don't even get into anime, but I would watch the hell out of that.
You know what I'm looking forward to that we are definitely going to talk about in our group podcast where we're all totally nerds?
What?
Star Wars Visions. The anime series of short films that are all different Star Wars stories from different timelines.
That would be awesome.
I'm so fucking ready. I love that he's like,
this is so awful.
I know, but they need to press him like this, you know?
It is important to
He needs to be able to prove that he can do it whenever he needs to, you know?
Yeah. It's an important power.
Got to have that control. I like that Gwen's got some faith in him. You know, like he can do some.
I think she's.
And sweet. I think that's the.
I think she's smitten.
Oh, you think she's smitten?
Yes.
I like that the idea of this movie is really that it doesn't matter who's behind the mask. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
It's just kind of like if you gained this ability and you believed you can do it and you worked at it, you can do it.
Right.
Like you could be Spider-Man.
It really does. So one thing I think that you say that's really prevalent in this movie, and one thing that I think it really does hit home hard on is Spider-Man 1. Like the scenes where they help him. It just makes him feel like such an everyman New Yorker. Like he's really in there with them. Like through and through, he's a New Yorker, bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I feel like that's something you really feel in Spider-Man 2, I think it is, when he gets passed around, you know, and they put the mask back on.
Oh, so cool. And that was another theme that was prevalent in the Miles Morales video game.
Yes.
The way that the community supported him.
And he interacts with them, too,
Absolutely. And I love that at the end of that video game when his mask comes off and all those people see that he's Miles Morales and stuff like that.
Right.
And that core group of people sticks behind him and like doesn't say anything.
I like how he turns invisible now when he's upset.
Yeah,
I love this song.
Dude, the whole soundtrack for this movie is fucking brilliant. It's just lovely through and through.
Get stuck
outside. Oh, I like that his home screen is now the no expectations outline of his body. Their relationship, just no matter what story it is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is very broken, but like still you can tell there's just such a feeling.
There's there's such a love there that just like they can't ignore, you know. And I appreciate that Uncle Aaron and it just sucks that like no matter what story it is, it seems like they never get that resolution.
No.
At least in the video game and in this movie.
It's always too late. They always have to, that's something they probably grapple with.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if, never mind. I was going to say, I wonder if they bring in other superheroes besides Spider-Man, like, for this type of movie. Like, I was thinking of the Avengers video game, the way Kamala Khan could pop up Miss Marvel. Like, I think she would look cool in this animation style. I think that'd be awesome. But, I don't think Sony has the rights.
Then it would suck because it probably wouldn't be canon. Wouldn't be a part of the MCU.
Yeah, Sony doesn't have the rights to Miss Marvel, so it's like, that's where that gets complicated.
But that would be cool. That's where I think the TV shows from Marvel have a chance to be really interesting.
I just want more animated projects now.
Like the What If is going to be animated.
What If is going to be absolutely awesome. And like that's the kind of scenario where they can get their superstars back to voice for just a spell,
Right. It can be like a one day of work, like just come and record.
Absolutely.
I love that when you hear his voice not distorted.
Yeah.
And you really get like, oh my God,
you really feel
is
it is
Uncle
him.
Aaron.
Yeah. And I love anytime there's like a character with the ability to turn invisible, that there's always a point where they come directly face to face with the person they're hiding from, God damn, they are bouncing around up there. Bouncing around, bouncing around, bouncing. Bouncing around, bouncing around, bouncing. Gosh, I just really want a live-action Prowler. They could do so well with that, dude. And I think
especially
Donald
after
Glover
Black
could kill
Panther.
it.
I feel like seeing how Black Panther functions, that's so similar to how Prowler could like operate, kind of.
Yeah,
like
for
that
sure.
movement style.
But I would like it more with like this sort of, I don't know. You know how there's like that purple drag behind him?
Yeah.
Whenever he moves, I want that in live action, and I don't know how you provide that, but I want that.
That would be pretty awesome. That's tough though.
Yeah.
I like how he like sees him and he's perched up, but he's like, I'll let him go for now.
God damn, I wonder what the hell they're doing upstairs.
Whatever.
Sounded like something was like banging on the ground. And like all the music they use for all the different characters. It's just perfect.
I love how Penny Parker gets this scene where she's like really looking, like showing her smarts, because I feel like she can get lost, given like how I touched on she's not like a spider person. It's a person, or it's a spider inside the robot, and she just kind of guides it.
She guides the robot, yeah.
She's smart enough to fix it and like fix things and make things. Like that's what she's like. That's her thing,
Absolutely. And she holds her own,
Yeah, no shit, definitely.
I like how Spider-Man more like directly referred to him as like, that's your origin story. That's pretty cool. It's like that's a hell of an origin story. And this squad pulling up is just lethal. You got Doc Ock, Tombstone, Scorpion. You got Prowler and Kingpin too. It's just a good... I think that They should have put a bigger emphasis on Tombstone in the video games. I liked the Tombstone stuff, and I don't think they did quite enough with it.
Yeah.
Like, they had a side DLC about it, but like it hardly involved him, it felt like.
I know. It was more Hammerhead.
Exactly. I love this. The way that the robot's face changes. It's just like a little bit of an emoticon.
It reminds me of when Tom Holland's Spider-Man, when his eyes change to red when he enters into kill mode.
Oh, yes. Instant kill activated. I love that shit.
I like how when he sees the Prowler again, his invisibility flickers.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that instinctive... He's panicking, you know? I think what's more clear than ever on this watch of this movie is that Miles Morales clearly has anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously, a situation like this would give you anxiety.
Dude, poor
regardless
Aunt
of who
May.
you are. This Scorpion's just such an interesting design.
Pretty
I don't quite understand it. I love and they really provide that Prowler theme.
Oh, it's so good. I can never get mad about hearing it.
It's just and I keep going back to that Dark Trooper comparison, like I have to. It's just perfect.
I think the feelings are very similar, like that,
that sort of intimidation factor
yes.
you're supposed to feel when you see them. And I like that Miles, like he's forced to come to that decision where he has to take off the mask here, because he knows his Uncle Aaron is loyal, but I don't think he knows it would get him killed. But Uncle Aaron immediately knows it's going to get him killed. Well, and it's
like, what if he didn't take the mask off? Uncle Aaron even kind of teased it himself, like what he said when he was in the apartment, like, I always get the job done. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, he doesn't have, like, there is no switch for him. It's like, it's on. When it's on, it's on.
But this is the one thing that prevents that, you know?
Right. And I think...
And as soon as he shows it and he goes, no, 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 I think he realizes, like, well, I'm dead then. Like, if I can't get this done, I'm dead.
He realizes the sacrifice, yeah.
And I'm not going to do it because, you know, that's my nephew. Kingpin is a overall, like, Wilson Fisk, just overall not the most compelling villain to me. I think you have to get him perfect, like get it exactly right. And I think this movie does better than anything we've seen before. Like, I think Daredevil does all right, but still not quite as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
This.
I think this is the most physically imposing, like...
And animation provides you that opportunity.
Yeah, well, you can be dramatic with it. You can be dramatic, you know. You can make it a little abstract, something that's not a little realistic. I love that he gets... Sorry, not to change the subject. I love that he gets his final little moment with his Uncle Aaron.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's a moment for Uncle Aaron to show his pride, too. He's like, you're really out here doing this noble work, like this hero work. Like, I'm proud of you. Like,
you're already better than I ever could have been.
Right.
You know, that sort of feel. And I feel like Miles obviously panics and runs here, but this probably wouldn't have been a bad time to show his dad that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I just think there's such a, like... I feel like... I don't know, him sharing it with his Uncle Aaron and his Uncle Aaron being gone now, this is a chance for him to kind of, like, keep it clear, like, clean.
Gotcha. I'm with you there. That makes sense. And it is sad that Jefferson is the first cop to arrive on the scene, too.
Oh, yeah.
Turn that all the way down and try it again. And I like that through this, Miles Morales is also kind of gaining that ability to control his power. he turns invisible on command because he needs to, and he's starting to recognize that feeling when he needs to, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I just think this moment, it's so sad because, like, you see Miles get his moment, I guess, of closure and, like, departure with Uncle Aaron. Mm-hmm. But to see, like, this, that's not even a troubled relationship. That was a good one. To see this, like, super long, complex, like, relationship
not get its
like end that like just
not get resolved
seems so awful. I love the book coming back.
Yeah, and I like that they stick by him, you know, they're there for him.
I guess they're there for him, but what happens next is still kind of messed up
a little bit, but like they had to, you know, like he clearly wasn't quite ready at that moment.
I suppose that's true. It just like breaks my heart. Like,
oh yeah, no doubt. It's still not great. Not happy about it or anything.
It's like getting sick on field trip day.
Bro, there was a year that Mizzou was facing Arkansas, and it was like a huge football game. And I was gonna go to it. I was like 14 or something.
Yeah.
And I was gonna go with Trenton Moore. And it was like such a big game that at the end of it, when we won, they stormed the field and like got on the field and like tore down the goalpost and stuff.
Won an SEC championship or something.
Yeah, and I was sick. I got sick the day of. Couldn't go down.
No way.
I was pissed.
Because I don't want to freak him out. He sounds like McConaughey. Because I don't want to freak him out.
Do animals talk in this dimension? Because I don't want to freak him out. All right. And I do like that this Peter Parker was willing to put his life on the line, but I don't know if it was exactly for the right.
I feel like he has nothing to lose, like in his eyes.
Exactly, that's what he was. He was like, I have nothing to really go back to.
It's probably a pretty obvious sacrifice for him.
Yeah.
I need the goober.
He comes such a far way in such a short amount of time.
I know.
Here at the end here, and
I think it's nice to see that what really causes it or induces him to take that leap is his dad.
Yeah.
Which is super different because up to this point, that's been the person he's like largely
avoided.
Yeah, and deprived his dad of that chance to be that guy for him.
A leap of faith. I like that a leap of faith is the callback that they come to later.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. The end of this movie is just so damn emotional, you know?
It does really hit hard.
And I love seeing a group of spider people running together.
It's like the coolest posse.
It is. Like, how could you not fucking love that? That shit's so fucking cool, bro.
I like how he's just like chill, like he's literally stuck in his room and he was just pedaling around for a minute. It's like, well, but I guess I'm gonna be here for a while.
And then he was like, all right, that's enough. This is getting kind of annoying.
And he can't say anything. Oh, so powerful.
I know. I want to know what he would have said here, though.
Yeah.
But it is kind of what Jefferson needed to be able to get this out, you know?
Yeah, I think this is a good outlet for him. He doesn't have to worry about Miles either interrupting or Miles either, like...
responding in a kind of smart-ass tort.
Like or like giving him a response he doesn't want. Like, he can just leave it up to, like, and let his...
let his words sit with him.
Yeah.
I think it's more effective for Miles than it is Jefferson, you know. Miles gets to just hear him.
Right.
He doesn't have to respond. He's just so incredibly proud of his kid, you know.
I just think for Jefferson, that's been harder to communicate to him.
And obviously at a time like this,
so needed.
He's obviously feeling like I need to tell the people that I care about I love them. Like I need to let them know that I'm proud of. Need to let my son know I'm proud of him and everything. There's a poster in his room that says 2085.
I know.
What do you think that means?
I have no idea. It looks like there's like robots on it.
Yeah. I wonder if it's just a poster he has. I wonder if it's an homage to something.
Well, 2077, that's not the same thing. This part. Ooh.
I like how these are called Venom powers, too.
I know, I didn't know that until...
I didn't know that till the video game.
Yeah. What a mess it's created, though. Yankee's like, what the fuck?
I looked up Miles Morales 2085 to see if there was any deeper meaning, and there isn't. God, and this part's so fucking cool. By photo. God. I love that Aunt May was just ready for him, too. And that means,
it's a nice vote of confidence for him. He hasn't had one.
Exactly, and it also means that Peter Parker had probably told her, like, be ready, he's coming. You know?
And now he's in the face.
Now his face is lined up with the mask. And I love that. I love that he designed his own suit. It's kind of the Wanda Maximoff moment. He's like, I'm going to do me because I have to.
A leap of faith. I love the glass coming off.
God,
that
the glass
hesitation
coming off is so perfect.
Like where he wants to stick for just a second.
God, and that shot's just beautiful.
I have this poster of him.
Yeah. Night was a danger. Everyone's like, God, that kid jumped.
Yeah, I like how they aren't even panicking, though. It's just like a watch.
And they're like, what's he up to? And then they see this, and they're probably like, holy shit, we have another Spider-Man.
At your door.
God, I love the jacket, the J's.
So cool how he uses running on the street to keep his like momentum going as he's on his web. I feel like I've never seen that. It's something that's only happened like in the video game.
And I love that the Spider-Man logo is graffiti style.
Yes.
Just, it's so Miles Morales through and through. That's why I gravitate to it even when I'm playing the video game. It's just because like it feels more Miles Morales than any other suit there is. I
like how he's taking a moment to kind of take it all in. Like he's still like that adrenaline, like his. Oh,
and he's got his. That was his montage that he would have been telling a story over, you know, like the rest of them got.
Right.
I love that. Absolutely love that.
I feel like that robot is too noticeable.
I also like that through the video game, I feel like I know New York really, really well.
Yeah, it almost I feel like I could wander my way around.
And
I'm sure I couldn't.
No,
but...
what's funny is that like you travel so far, so fast because you're Spider-Man. It would take so much longer if you just went to New York.
I like how Tombstone's just wandering around in this galley. I feel like this is such a formal
nobody's
event.
Alarmed.
Yeah, this is a formal event. You don't want this dude walking around. Huh.
They just sneak in. It is interesting that Fisk has this public persona that is like a good, like a philanthropist and stuff.
Right.
And I like when a supervillain has that. You know, like the public views him as the hero, but
yeah, the best cover up.
Absolutely, like a guy from TV.
Exactly.
Like Pedro Pascal.
Well, like Gus Fring.
Gus Fring. Exactly.
He's just a good old chicken guy.
Just a good old, chicken guy.
Yeah, he's a chicken guy. He makes.
He's a chicken brother, if you will.
What's that dish?
Los pollos hermanos.
Yeah, he's a good guy. It's like he's a drug kingpin, and he will murder you and everyone you love.
Oh, without a question, too.
Man, Giancarlo Esposito, huh?
I just love that man.
A lot of headspace in my head.
He occupies it a lot. Shit. You know what? I forgot him on that list of my favorite actors and actresses, but Giancarlo Esposito's definitely on it.
He might give Keanu a run for his money.
Pedro Pascal's doing that for me lately. I love that man. But I mean, it's Keanu. It's a loyalty thing at this point.
Yeah, you can't switch
How do I abandon Keanu?
You can't switch out.
That's my guy right there. I just want Keanu to get involved with the MCU in some capacity.
It's gotta happen.
It's got to, right?
I felt like Nightwolf was, I feel like not Nightwolf.
Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight is such a good
fit there.
Yes, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like they'd do something different. I feel like it's too obvious.
Someone's bouncing around upstairs and some dust just fell from the ceiling and it got illuminated by the projector and it looked absolutely fucking gorgeous for a second.
I missed it. No.
Bro, that shit, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? It's snowing in here. I like the way the glitch can expand into the actual city.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's good that Jefferson's right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like he's such a Spider-Man cynic. Like
yeah,
skeptical.
He gets to witness what good Spider-Man can do.
Right.
Imagine how effective a spider team would be.
Yeah, it almost makes it seem just like so unfuckwithable.
Like, because like one Spider-Man's usually pretty unfuckwittable. So if you got 5 spider people, that's a wrap.
Dude, you better stop messing around with the goober.
And I love that he's getting his energy back, you know?
Yeah.
He's more like Spider-Man. He's got the quips.
Miles immediately making an impact.
God, and that entrance with that suit.
I like how they're all happy to see Miles, but they were fake as fuck earlier.
They weren't being fake as fuck. They just didn't. He couldn't prove himself.
That was the Anakin getting denied from the Jedi Council.
But Anakin had thoroughly proved
minus
himself.
the going crazy and murdering everyone.
I mean, Anakin had thoroughly proved himself worthy. Doc Ock is wildly effective, you know?
She's just got so much going on. It's like General Grievous. I don't know how he ever loses.
Exactly.
Dude, you had 4 lightsabers.
Oh, he's definitely fucking up Palpatine if he ever sends lightning his way.
Yeah.
God, the animation's just so
It's like
pretty.
animated. It's like animated. What is that movie? Inception.
Oh yeah, exactly. The reality's folding in on itself and stuff. A little Doctor Strangey.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for this robot, man. And the spider within.
Anvil.
You got a problem with cartoons? I love that because I love me a good cartoon, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
I'll tune back into some fucking
Blammo.
Some Ed, and Eddie every now and then.
Yeah. I like how she's using the body parts of her robot, her dearly robot.
The way she looks at, and the way the robot's eyes go X.
Very tragic.
It's devastating. A tear falls from its animated eye.
Oh no.
I love that view of the motion. That was adorable, team.
Still trying to train him up.
He's just like their spider dad.
Yeah. Know? Did you see that? It said DAP.
Yeah. That's a classic right there. And she gets hit by a fucking semi.
His hand.
And the way he covers his mouth.
Hee hee.
Always watch the hands. Just loaded with callbacks, too. I love a good callback, you know?
Absolutely.
I didn't teach him that. I love that this scene is exactly like the opening Spider-Man scene.
Is it just me, or did he take a way not correct route?
Like he should have just gotten up there quicker.
Yeah, like he should have. He
just
went
from
underneath
right there.
Everything to get onto that platform that they were just standing on together.
Aw. At least she could save the spider.
Maybe the spider bites her?
Ah, maybe. That could be interesting, potentially. And I like that they've all become kind of the spider family, you know?
I know, they all have like some...
They have this kinship because they all thought they
probably
were alone.
are the only ones that can relate to each other. They probably never met anyone that they can relate to.
These problems that Peter Parker and Miles Morales were experiencing, like they felt like they were alone, they didn't have anyone else like them. They all were experiencing that, then they all got together, you know?
Right.
That's got to be cool. Yeah, it's nice to know we're not alone. I love Penny. I want some more Penny Parker.
That's where I've just seen speculation of a Spider-Gwen movie, or like a Spider, I don't know, it was either Spider-Gwen, or it was either that, or it was focused on like the women. Like a women team-up movie, which those can be a bit cheesy sometimes, like campy. But if it was done right...
If they get it done right, like, I think that, like, a good example is, like, Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Like, that one, I love watching that movie.
Yeah, you just gotta make it... You can't make it feel, like, forced to be women-led, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I also like that they settle on friends here.
Right. It's very mature for, like, such a young kid.
Well, I think that's actually why they do it, is because they are such young kids. It's just like, they're like, all right, well,
yeah,
he's still a little bit of a pussy, you know? He's like, friends.
Yeah.
I love that he is actually alone when he takes on Fisk. He sends Peter back to his dimension before taking on Fisk, and I think that's important. Proving that he can do it truly by himself.
Yes. I love that he... The move that he uses on him so many times.
It's a leap of faith. God.
Such a deep moment.
Such a deep moment.
And I like how that helps Peter come to terms with it. Like, you know?
He's like, God, like, I even said that. Like, that was something that I said to you, and now you can put it back to me, and I recognize the wisdom of my own words. Maybe I am worthy.
Practice what he preaches, finally.
Exactly. It's impressive how much he takes it to Kingpin, bro.
He was ready, bro. He wanted all the smoke.
It very much so feels the way that it felt when Miles Morales comes to life against the Rhino at the beginning of the video game.
Yeah.
The way he discovers his Venom powers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope. I love the train traveling through.
Big time Spider-Man video game, the first one with
Mr. Negative or whatever?
Yes.
I got the exact same position here. And what's cool is that means that's probably actually them from a different dimension.
Yeah. And it's the same outcome.
It's the same outcome. He can't change it, no matter how hard he tries, because he hasn't changed himself.
Damn.
Fisk is a tragic person, you know? He's just a little too angry for some reason. They never really make it clear what he's so pissed about. Like, how he got to be such a fucking angry shit anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just
I guess he is a corporation owner and stuff. It's just like...
built into the persona.
You come with a little bit of evil in you.
Oh, man. I like how seeing his dad is what, like, checks him back in.
Yeah, it gives him a little bit of a catalyst. He beats this man's ass a little bit, you know? And Fisk beats his ass, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, they both get their punches in.
For sure. I like that he does the same move. But you know what happens when we fall down? We get up. Batman Begins. Alfred to... or Thomas Wayne to Bruce Wayne when he was a child. Good movie.
Oh, man, this is so, like... I don't know, I started to worry here if he was overmatched.
I did too. I was concerned. But I was like, they're not going to kill Miles.
No, right.
I appreciate when logic can kind of check me back into moments for a second.
Right.
You know? It's because he went with the one hand instead of two. Got cocky. Sees his dad, and his dad's like, damn, Fisk killed Spider-Man.
It's so cool to see him say, get up, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
like he's rooting for him, finally.
Yeah, finally, instead of being a hater and being a total cop. He's like, I'm with you, G. You gotta get up. Fisk is like, huh? Nani? I love the triumphant Spider-Man moment.
I'll always have my family.
Hey.
I like how he nails it.
He really fucked him up with that electric shot. And then the pullback.
What is this called? Is that the...
Oh, in the video game?
No, that, like, sport and track.
Oh, fucking... Oh, you got a...
No, not curling.
Shit, what's it called? Because you got shot put where you throw it from your shoulder.
Discus?
Discus is where you spin around. It's not on a chain.
Yeah, but there is one where it is on a chain.
There is one where it's on a chain, but that's only like at the Olympics. But like,
what is that?
I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, put off those vibes for sure. And it's pretty cool that Miles like sees the universe in this moment. It can make you feel incredibly small.
The hammer throw. That's really what it's called.
Huh. That's more boring than I thought it would be. I like that Miles comes out just hanging out in this explosion. And that Jefferson's completely unharmed too. I was really worried about that.
Oh my gosh, he took a lick, man.
Yo, for sure. I thought like Jefferson was done for. I was like, damn, homie's gonna lose his uncle and his dad.
Tough.
But then I was like, that'd be a really sad note to end a movie on.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Man, that's twice you've let thoughts come in and ruin the moment.
Exactly.
Oh, no, Miles not going to die. It's too early, and he's going to be a franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, Jefferson can't die. You can't kill the character's dad after his uncle dies. Man, say some reality for the rest of us.
I'm trying, bro. I try, but I got to be pragmatic about these things, or else I get too enveloped.
Oh, I like how he finally gets his chance to talk to...
Exactly, and he immediately takes it. I like that he comes down here and he gives him a hug as Spider-Man. I don't understand why all the cops are always so quick to be like, well, obviously Spider-Man murdered this guy.
Yeah, what kind of J. Jonah Jameson bullshit are they on? The fucking... Goddamn, bro. The feds can't have anything nice.
Yo, and you know what's funny about that J. Jonah Jameson edition in the video game is that it feels much more right-wing pundit.
Oh my god, dude. It does seem so, like... It seems like it has such a place in today's, like, world.
Oh, it really does. It's some Ben Shapiro-ass shit over there. I like the way his eyes close like that. When he's giving him the hug.
Yeah, like it's...
He's squeezing as hard as he can. He's giving him a bear hug. Thank you for your bravery tonight. Love you.
Which is funny because he's been trying to get Miles to say
that, and he says it as Spider-Man.
Oh, and I love that Spider-Man graffiti.
Love it. They're like, holy shit, we got Fisk. That was harder than it looked. I love it. And this is that sunset vibe that they even end the video games with, you know?
Yeah.
Because it feels like you've completed something. You've achieved it.
Hit by a drone.
Oh.
His dad got back into spray paint.
That's cute.
Which in the video game was big, right? Didn't they spray paint together?
No, they made beats together.
That's right.
Yo, Gwen's reality looked dope.
Yeah, it did.
And I like that him being able to go back to his dimension and be like, all right, I'm definitely ready for what you want, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
You could wear the mask. And that's always such a sentiment with Spider-Man.
Yeah. I love how it ends with the song again. His comfort song.
Exactly. Nevertheless, calling it quits now, baby.
You know what I love about this perspective?
What?
Oh, sorry, Gwen's here.
Yeah, Gwen shows up. She's figured out interdimensional travel.
God, yeah, no big deal.
No big deal. She's just Rick.
I love how he doesn't have, like, he's too young to have to worry about the, like, whole, like, being close to people or, like, being, like, that sleep at night, like, in your own little, like, he's actually in, like, a safe place, which, like, if you think of Spider-Man, like, Peter Parker from the original Spider-Man, like, he's living in a grungy apartment. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not having those same struggles, those, like, midlife struggles of, like, being broke in New York, having people wanting to hurt your family and, like, knowing you yet. Like, people don't know him yet. You know what I mean?
He's a brand new Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is a good, like, an interesting perspective we don't typically get.
Absolutely. And I like that the creators of this were Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. And that may sound familiar because they created 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
They also did the Lego movie. They've got a
Lego movie really pushes the fold a lot in terms of animation.
Love the Lego
so
movie.
It's no surprise that they did something like this. So there's an interesting scene I want to call back to, and I meant to talk about this when it happened, but I forgot. If you remember the Thwip scene when they're leaving Alchemax, so one thing that they did to make that look so cool is when Miles learning how to use his web shooters. You notice how he moves like kind of slow? It looks like he's kind of not doing so well, and it's like almost slower.
Yeah.
So what they did was they slowed him down. So they slowed him web slinging, slowed him down to like 24 frames per second, while the other Peter was at like 12. That's from Corridor Crew. If you guys want, if any of you viewers out there happen to watch Corridor Crew, great YouTube. They do analysis on like special effects or like stunts and stuff.
I need to get into their stuff more.
Dude, but no, that was one cool thing they did to kind of give you that hint that like he's not quite got the hang of it yet, so they slowed his rate down.
That's interesting because my eyes are always drawn to him in that scene.
I know.
Because he is moving
it's like just
speed.
Subconsciously kind of directs your attention.
Absolutely. I've never stuck around all the way through these credits. I love all these animations.
Spider Pig over a spit.
Over some campfire.
Spider Pig putting Peter over.
It's got some big Ewok energy. And I love the post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
With the Spider-Man 2099
in the meme.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I said 2077. I meant 2099. What am I talking
Oh yeah,
about?
you did say 2077 earlier. You were thinking of Cyberpunk.
Sadly, I don't even have that game.
I don't either, and I don't think I want it.
No, I don't think you can have it, actually. On the PS4, they took it down.
Oh, that's right.
Too buggy.
Yo.
Heard you can get your dick wet in that game, though. Or your pussy wet, or whatever. Oh, the Stan Lee tribute.
A person who helps others simply because it should or must be done and because it is the right thing to do is indeed, without a doubt, a real superhero.
I feel like that was out of his soapbox, maybe.
It probably was.
And then
Steve Ditko
and we
also
lost
died,
Ditko
yeah.
too. Oh, gosh.
Gosh. They wait a while for that post-credit scene, huh? I don't think we're going to stick around for it. We know what it is. But gosh.
This movie hits me so hard every time I watch it.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
It's just like, I don't know. This is one of those rare movies where when you watch it, it's like, you can tell as you're watching it that this would attract and be interesting to any audience.
That's
Adults
what I've been
can
trying
sit down.
I've been trying to convince my parents for a couple years now that animation does not mean it's for kids.
Right. My dad is the same way. He's such a snob about it. And it's just like, you have to really convince him. Like, you have to sell it.
I'm like, I promise. I know you liked the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. I know you liked the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I don't know if they ever saw the Andrew Garfield ones, but I'm like, I promise this is better than those movies.
It's just
I truly think that.
The depths are cool, and like, how could you not like the like pop culture in this?
Oh, it's perfect. It's just a perfect movie for me.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's, I don't know, like that's an hour and 56-minute animated movie. And, like, it is from start to finish. Like, there's no waste time. It's like, that's full-fledged animation. And, like, when you think about what we get in, like, kind of overproduced sometimes in, like, MCU movies or DC, like, this is just so raw and so, like, pure. It's
just, it's wonderful. It was such a great movie, and I'm eternally grateful we got to watch it together tonight.
Absolutely.
This was a fun live commentary, and if a movie can keep you like that, and we can talk about it the entire time, then it's it
flew by, honestly.
It did fly by. That was a quick 2 hours. I look forward to doing it again sometime.
Absolutely.
This has been the Penny Bloom Podcast. 'Twas I, Colton Robertson, and I was joined by KBZ, Kyler Barnett. Thank you very much, buddy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Remember, peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves.